Hello dear students. So now we're going to discuss about solid problems. So let us read the problem and understand what he has given. So given is a square prism, a 35 millimeter of sides of base and 65 millimeter is its axis length, rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Edges of the base means it's a edge condition problem. So which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. That means the resting edge is inclined to VP at 30 degree. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. So this is what he has given in the problem. So let us start by solving the problem. So first let me draw the XY line. So since it is a solid problem, so the three positions will going to come. So we should use the complete sheet. So we should be very careful about drawing that. This is VP by HP. This is the XY line. Okay. So the given problem is of the edge condition. So let me construct the square of side length equal to 35 millimeter. So let me construct a square here. So 35 millimeter length. So let me construct it from here as. So I'm measuring from 3, so it should be 65, right? Make sure that you are going to construct a perfect square. Yes. So once you make sure that it is a perfect square, darken all the sides. All the sides of a square should be darkened. I'm extending the edges so that I can draw the dimension. So it is 35, a square of 35. So in order to find the center, so let me draw the two diagonals across the corners so that I will get the center of the prism. So for solids, we are taking the right hand side as a reference, so it is very easy to bend it towards the right hand side. So I'm start naming it the base as AA1, the BB1, the next corner CC1, and this will be DD1, and this is axis OO1. So once it does this, what you have to do, you have to draw the projections across the corners to the front view, that is on XY line. The height is given 65 millimeter. So precisely you have to draw. So this is the height which I am drawing. So axis is visible. You should be very careful because the slight deviation in the constructions may lead to the few errors in the later stages. So as much as possible try to avoid the mistakes. So make sure that it is 35. It is showing 35. So let me construct the boundaries as dark. Remember, the solid boundary, for any solid the boundary must be darkened. For any solid the boundary must be darkened. So the front view is ready. So let me do the dimension of that also. The height given is 65 millimeter. The height given is 65 millimeter. Okay. So next thing, what we have to do here is we need to annote the front view. So when you're looking from the front, this here, so AA1, BB1 lateral edges are visible. So A dash, inside a bracket D dash. So here it is. So let me change the pen. So let me annotate A1 dash and this is D1 dash. Similarly, axis O dash, O1 dash, and here this is B dash, C dash, B1 dash, C1 dash. So once it does this, so what the next step is, you have to very careful when you go for the next position. So he said the resting edge is making an angle of 45 degrees. So this is what he has given when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. So I can't give the axis inclination because if I tilt on the axis, the lateral edge A dash A1 dash will crosses the XY line. So since axis and the lateral edge are parallel, I will give inclination to this edge, that is rightmost edge, as 45 degree. So take a protractor, mark a point somewhere else here. This is sufficient, I guess, right? So next measure an angle 45 degree. So measure an angle 45 degree. Okay, so once you measure that, just extend the line. Be careful, the line which you are going to construct is very thin. So once you construct it, now you need to transfer the first position to the third position. You need to transfer the first position to the third positions. In order to do that, what you have to do is you have to use the compass and transfer the distances. So let me careful. So let me take the resting edge first, that is A dash and A1 dash. A dash and A1 dash. Let me choose from the XY line and bisect the 45 degree locus. Next, let me take the base, resting base. So let me take this, see, A1 dash and B1 dash, and let me draw the two arcs. Next, let me measure this diagonally opposite so that I can fix up the corners. So make sure that it is passing through the corner. So I'm bisecting it. Okay, so once you get that, you measure the parallel distance of the axis, because it's given inclination with respect to the axis, so it is our job to show the axis. So every points are marked. So next thing is what you have to do here is you have to draw the projections. Since it's appearing light, I'm going to change the pen. So let me darken the visible edges. Just I'm transferring the first position to the second position, nothing else. The axis should be thin. And it should be extended to the XY line. Yes, this is the projection. So what I'm going to get. So now let me annotate it as it is. This is A dash, D dash, O dash, B dash and C dash. Here it is B1 dash, C1 dash, O1 dash. This is A1 dash and D1 dash. So the inclination is what we are getting is 45 degree. This is inclination is 45 degree, right? So next thing is that I need to draw the projections so that I can get the top view. So what I have to do here is just draw the projections by equating the corners. Let me take the base first. So let me take the base. So I'm projecting this B. Let me get the extensions. So till what point I can extend, maximum corner is here, right? Might be this is sufficient. Yes, this is sufficient, I guess, right? So, and one more corner is this, the axis point. Here is one more axis is going to come. So make sure that as much as possible you have to draw a perfectly vertical line. These are the projections, should be very thin. The line which you're going to draw should be very thin. So be careful about this. And any extra projections are there, you can erase it. Okay, so I got all the points. Let me annotate first, then we'll go for it. See, this is A dash and this is A. So this is point A. Then this is point B. This is C. This is D. This is A1. This is B1. This is C1. And this point is D1. This point is D1. So let me draw the axis also, the projections. Let me draw the axis projection. So from here I'm going to draw the axis. Okay, so let me name that one as O and O1. So now let me apply the rule of projections. What I need to do here is first I have to see the object which is visible and I have to darken only that. The first and foremost step is the outermost boundary should be darkened. So let me darken only the outermost boundaries. So I am darkening only the outermost boundaries. So there might be a slight variation in the projections. So make sure you are going to do as per your projections. Okay, see, when you see from the top, this end, the top base is visible, that is A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, that is A, B, C, D is visible. Already A to B is under a boundary. The only edge which is left out is B to C, so I am going to make that one darker. When one of the base is visible, obviously the other base is invisible. So I'll make the resting base edge dotted, and rest of the things I can't do because they are under a boundary. So this completes the second position, top view. So let me move with the third position. What he is talking about. See, third position, he says the resting edge makes an inclination of 30 degree with respect to VP. If you observe, the resting edge A1 dash and D1 dash has 35 millimeter and there is no change in its length. It is the same 35 millimeter. So what I will do, I'll construct the base at an angle of 30 degrees. So let me choose a point. Let me choose a point somewhere else here. Let me choose a point somewhere else here. See, this is 30 degree. This is 30 degree. So first draw a line. This is 30 degree line. So I'm just constructing a 30 degree line with respect to XY line. I'm just projecting a 30 degree line. Now on this edge, I'm going to keep A1 and D1. So make sure the object which when you're going to tilt should not crosses the page. So that's the one important thing you need to note. So for that thing, let me make sure that edge A1 and D1, let me construct it somewhere else here. Right, it will going to come at this point only. Okay. So let me keep this point. This is A1 and this is D1. Now what I will do is I'll use the scale and draw a perpendicular line exactly to the 30 degree line. See, for this 30 degree I will take it as horizontal. I'll assume it as horizontal and I will draw a perpendicular line. So see, just I'm drawing a perpendicular line with respect to the 30 degree line, so that it will be very easy for us for the construction of the other parts. So I did that. So next thing is just transfer the distances with respect to, see, A to A I'm measuring, see, A1 to A, and similarly D1 to D, bisect it. Similarly just measure A1 to B, A1 to B, and similarly D1 to B. Now you measure A1 to B1, A1 to B1 and D1 to C1. Sorry, bisect it. So I got all the points. Let me name this. This is A1, this is A, this is point B, this is C, and this is D. A1, B1, C1. So everything is been done. So what you have to do, just you need to reconstruct the second position. So use it carefully. Reconstruct. First I'm going to darken the boundary. I'm using the same steps which I used for construction of the third position. So this is a visible base, that is the top base. Next, this is the bottom base, so let me make it dotted, the resting edge. Okay, so Also, if you want to show the axis, yes you can. So now you have all the points. So with respect to that, you can get what is 8O, you can draw, and D as center, you can bisect it to get the center. The same is with respect to that, there is no change in that. So let me take B1 as reference, let me draw an arc. Let me take C1 as reference, let me bisect it. So you got center, O as well as O1. Just draw the axis. So axis should be thin. Draw the axis. So this completes the second position top view. So let me complete the problem by drawing the front view quickly. So what you have to do, you need to draw the vertical projections from the points. So let me choosing the point A, that is a top base corner A. So let me choose where it is. The line which you're going to construct should be perfectly vertical. Make sure about that very carefully. Yes, it is. So check whether it's a completely horizontal line. Yes, it is. Then choose it. So A is done. The next, the same point is for D. So let me draw the vertical line, simple one vertical line. Yes, it is same. The next, let me draw one more point, that is C, that is well above. Let me draw it, and let me draw one more horizontal line. I did it. So let me go to corner B now. It is on the same point, I guess. So it should be perfectly a vertical line. Be careful, the projection lines what you're using should be thin. So I got the top side, and let me go with the base. This is the resting edge, so it should be on XY line. So corner A1 is done and corner D1 is done. So let me go with C1. Look at where is C1. So according to that, you need to draw the projection. You should be very, very carefully. You need to draw the projections so that something is not wrong while doing the projections. So only required points should be drawn very carefully, and also the axis, if you want it, they're coming close. So let me think of that later. So now let me annotate the points. This is A dash, this is B dash, this is C dash, and A dash, B dash, C dash, as well as this is D dash. Fine. Now let me go to base. This is A1 dash. Next, this is B1 dash, C1 dash, and the last one, that is D1 dash. So when everything is done, the last step is just we need to apply the procedure. So now you're looking from the front. When you're looking from the front, you have to think of which face is visible. A1, B1, C1, D1 is the base which is nearer. So I went to make that one darker. That is A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, and D1 dash. Let me make that one darker first. So once you've done that, look at this particular rectangle and check which is the outermost part of this one. So it is C. So I'm going to draw a parallel lines. That is, I'm just connecting the boundary. This is the simplest way to get the boundary. After getting the visible face or visible base, it is very easy to check with the outermost corners, and from that you can complete the outermost boundary of a solid. So when one of the base is visible, another base should be invisible. So join that by a dotted line. So I'm going to join the top base which is invisible. So I'm by a dotted line. Now look at here, axis is here. Anything which is below the axis is visible to the observer. That is A1 is visible, which is already coming under a boundary. B1 is also there. So I will make it that is visible. B1 is visible. Now look at here, this is the axis. Anything which is above is invisible except boundary. C1 is already under a boundary, but D1 we not made it. So let it be dotted. Let it be dotted. Right. This is the solution for the current problem. So if you want, you can project the axis and you can get the axis also. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay. So this is the solution for the current problem. Thank you for watching.